Hello. Good evening. Good evening, Dad. Hi, Mom. Glory. Praise Cathedral. Hallelujah. I want to say something that is from my heart. But before I say what I want to say, I will want to ask you a question in the light of what God's servant just said before he stepped away. How come be say, you waited this house? Now we waited far away, come near Baba pass you. You think, say, not be from mouth, oh. Wait, calm down, calm down. If you understand what I am saying, you will not only hear that this message, you will catch his spirit. And what has been happening for him will begin to happen for you with less prayer. Well, we can argue over that. But I tell you, I have watched people, life, become something you can't believe because he laid one hand on them, one, and he changed their life. I'm one of those people. Let me show you something. Now that means nothing to you. That to me means I had stroke 3 times in 1 month. My entire left side paralyzed. So when I had the testimony of the sister this evening, I said to her, should they play with small testimony? She for hear my own first. My tongue numbed. Mom here is a doctor. The whole left side paralyzed. I said to my wife, call daddy for me. I said, call dad. They tried to reach him, couldn't reach him. Because the last one that happened on December 12th took me suddenly. I was in front of my gate. Suddenly I found out my heart was beating. I sat down. My heart almost stopped. So I sat down on the floor. And I said, call your mom, call your mom. My youngest son was close. Call your mom. And they called him. And when she saw me, she knew I was in trouble. All I said was, call dad for me. She started calling him. She couldn't get him. So I said to him, go to my study. You will see a magazine, the one that carries Papa's picture on Priestley Road. Bring it. And I put it on my face like this, watching it. You can go ahead and call it whatever you choose to call. I was desperate and I had to do something. And I said to myself, if I can't get the man directly, I can get something that represented. That's enough for me. By just watching it, she dialed the 4th or the 6th time, I don't know, because we're in a panic state. And daddy picked one call. And she said, my husband said you should call. I should call you. And he said, is he okay? He's not okay. He said, tell him I say he should calm down. They had to get me a little bit okay, took me to hospital. By morning time, the tongue that have twisted, the face that have paralyzed, it never came back. 3 times. When I went to visit my doctor last, my doctor looked at me and said, it's a miracle. My blood sugar was off the chart. My blood pressure was written 205. The systolic, the diastolic was written 145. That's enough to kill me at my age. But I'm here still. One picture I watched, that was enough. People, listen to me. You don't know Fred Addo until you come out of Kaduna. You will know the real Fred Addo. Until you come out. By the way, I wanted to say to you something in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 23. Can you help me, please? 1 Samuel 17, 23. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up a champion, not a nonentity, not a small guy, not an untested, unproven person, but one that had been proved and earned the right to be addressed as champion. The Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words, and David heard him. Lord, why will you say, and David heard him? Because for 40 days, morning and night, Goliath had been saying the same thing. Nobody in their height like Saul did anything. And so Goliath keeps saying what he was saying and bullied an entire nation into a small corner of defeat and inferiority complex. And suddenly, on an unlucky day for him, a young man inexperienced entered into the camp, and he repeated the same thing, and the guy heard him. And the guy decided to do something about it. I said, excuse me, this guy had been defying God and the army of God. By the way, remember when Goliath came to fight, he didn't come alone. He came with his God. When he saw David, he caused David by his gods. It means it was a battle of God, and God did nothing, because nobody did anything until David had him. When David had him, he said, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? I want to know him well. You call him a champion. I say he is killable. I want to kill him. But what will happen for the man who kills him? And Saul said to him, thou canst not kill him. Oh, see, when they speak English for you for King James, you go know the weight. Thou canst not kill him. David said, I'll kill him not with your sword. I'll kill him with a stone and a sling. Just let me kill him. And the Bible says, when Goliath saw David, saw his size, saw what he came with, he got him even more angry. That is the story of Addo. A lot of people were in the bondage of sin and darkness and sicknesses and diseases. And God was saying, who will help me help them? People were busy with pursue success, pursue money, get more degrees, and Addo had God. And so I'll get them healed. And he's been getting us healed. When we talk about giving God all the praise, we can't give God praise that men did not bring. The praise that we are giving God in this Azusa is the praise that Addo's ministry has brought to the God of heaven. If he didn't answer that call, you will not be sitting here. If he didn't answer that call, some would have died of diseases. If he didn't answer that call, some will not be born again. And if he didn't answer that call, there will be no this church. Giving God all the praise, we must give God all the praise for Addo. If we give God praise for everything we didn't give God praise for Addo, I am sure that God will be frowning, because he couldn't have killed Goliath without a David who did something. He couldn't have saved souls without a Addo who did something. When I entered into this hall, I saw the faith of a man. You saw a beautiful building. I saw the faith of a man. If he had doubted one day that this could be done, would have built him Akurikin Kaza, and God will still come into that Akurikin Kaza. Okay, sorry, for those of you who don't speak German. Akurikin Kaza means chicken house. And God will still come into that Akurikin Kaza and worship with us, and not despise us, because we are royal blood by being born again. But when Addo said we can make it bigger, God said, let's get it bigger. So if there was not a Addo who could believe God for big things, we will not be giving God all the praise for this building and the other one, and these children and the other one, and other people and other ministries that you don't know their name, but they are all linked to the man. Please, in 1 minute, can you help me give God all the praise? Come on, give God all the praise. There's a man who had what others had, and he did something about it. Come on, there's a man who had somebody is hungry, and he let go his money. His name, I want to say with a swagger. Come on, I want to say with a style. His name is my father, Bishop Fred Addo. Make some noise like you know what I'm saying.